Welcome to Ghosted by the Machine, the show where real people tell the real stories behind the algorithms, the bots, and the black hole of online hiring. I'm your host, Mark Lane. Let's get into it. 5 minutes, 5 questions with today's guest, Tylar Masters, a brand creative leader from New York City. Welcome to the show, Ty.
Thank you. Excited.
So, Ty, when did this job search stop feeling like a process and start feeling personal?
So it's interesting because I think that for me, it was like reverse. I think it's always felt very personal. And then it became a process because I wanted to take that moment of, oh my goodness, this is unexpected, but I have an ability now to go find something that's maybe better suited for me. So I got excited in the beginning after the initial shock of being let go, thinking, okay, that's okay because there's something better for me out there. So I started out with this personal mission of everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be great. And then after some time, it then became a process. And I know that recruiters hate when unqualified people in either direction, over or underqualified, apply for roles. But candidates are feeling very desperate right now. So I know for me anyway, I'm applying for the job that is $40,000 less per year than what I would like to make or what I should be making at my tenure. I'm also applying for jobs that are 50,000 more than maybe what I should be because I'm desperate. I'm applying for everything and I'm not the one getting paid at the end of the day. So of course, there's no luxury in being selective for me. And that's why it feels very process driven now. There are times that it gets exciting and that's when it feels personal for me, because I feel a personal connection to an opportunity. But even then, I get ghosted by the machine.
Sure. So
Yeah,
you've been out of work for a while. You've been out of work since, I believe you said May of 2024.
that's
So
correct.
it's been a major roller coaster for you. What's a moment during your search that really messed with your confidence? Even though you knew you were good at what you do, when did you say, oh my, am I going down the right path now?
Yeah, and that's a good question. I just think that I maybe am a little bit different than the majority of candidates have a support system. They have family or children or a partner. I don't. So for me, work is my life and I love to work. I love to exercise my talent. It's what gets me excited in the morning. I need that. So my confidence has really been down and out for quite some time because I need to feel like I'm making a positive contribution to society, and not just through personal relationships but through my profession as well. So this sort of started out as like a confidence buster. I owned my own agency for a very long time, and when you own something you feel very confident, and then when that sort of gets chipped away, your confidence starts to get chipped away as well. It really had to do with some personal things that I went through and an abusive relationship that, surprisingly or maybe not surprisingly, the people don't realize that, having that sort of toxic marriage, in my case, a relationship, it can mess with you on so many levels that when I was able to go out and start looking for work again, and going to join corporate America instead of being that entrepreneur, it was a big, like, pride swallowing moment. But I found my confidence again with every opportunity that I was given. And so, not having anything now, or not having much, when I take on projects, it feels so great to be able to exercise my talent. So the confidence, it goes in phases, I guess. I mean, there's moments where I feel great and there's moments where I feel like I want more. I'm never content.
It's almost like a bit of a high, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm addicted to work.
So there's so much pressure to sound polished and on brand. How hard has it been to stay true to yourself without sanding off all those edges, all those hard edges?
Yeah, and that's probably the worst part of job searching, especially today. I'm just figuring out how to be this like robotic, sort of polished and almost like falsely branded person that we apply to a role as, without compromising who we really are, because it's like we're using artificial intelligence to craft what we believe the recruiter or the hiring team wants us to be. But then if we get that interview, strong if we show up as a person, we've got a personality, we might have a little attitude, we might be a little spicy, especially in my industry, like creativity does not come as a flat line. Like we've got, we're like EKG machines, we're like moving and grooving. And I almost feel like depending on your industry, like it's catfishing. We're all going to be, at the end of the day, we're all just going to have the same cover letter and the same resume and the same keywords and the same skills. I mean, you can tell AI that you're a freaking robot or like an astronaut and say, I need a resume because I'm an astronaut. And it'll give you the perfect astronautic resume. You could go get a job working for NASA without any skills at all.
Right.
So, being polished is not being personal. It's not being yourself. So I think it's very hard. I think it's a very, very difficult thing to try to stay true to yourself in this particular age of AI and job searching.
The human element is gone.
It's diminishing a lot. It's kind of like the blog I'm working on right now about the sprinkle. We used to just put sprinkles of fake into our lives, kind of like you put sprinkles on a donut, but nowadays it's all a sprinkle and there's not much donut left.
So what's something about the job search you felt at 2 a.m. but would never say out loud in an interview? We talked about this earlier, and there's things that you used to say when you did an interview or finished your, hey, so, when can I start? Or, you try to get your personality out there. Is there something that you don't want to say in an interview these days?
I mean, I feel like my 2 a.m. thoughts are often optimistic and they're often very pessimistic. I don't know which direction I should go here in terms of what we would never say out loud in an interview. But, sometimes I just wish that people would let their guard down a little and be human and be emotional and just be honest. If I'm in an interview and there's just no chance that I'm going to get that job, just tell me. That's my 2 a.m. thought. Can we just be honest? If I'm not getting this job, tell me. If you're like, what, I have 2 other candidates. I really like you, but I've got to go through with these 2 other candidates, and you may or may not end up being just be honest. Just tell me what's going on. Not like the whole, well, everything is very systematic and robotic. We're interviewing multiple candidates and we will let you know. Just tell me what's going on. What's up? What's the vibe?
Great answer. If someone listening right now is sitting in that quiet, lonely part of their search, what do you want them to know? What would you tell them?
Take days off from searching for a job. Treat your job search like a job. Obviously not the job you want, but treat it like it's something that you have to take a break from occasionally. Clear your head, because it can really, really take a toll on your mental health. If you're anything like me, I just feel like I get very down and out sometimes, and I feel defeated. I know that it's not ideal to go spend money on ourselves when we aren't making any money. So if there's an opportunity to take a walk in the park, donate at an animal shelter, just take some time to go do something that has nothing to do with looking for a job, because you have to find ways to boost your confidence. You have to find ways to feel really good about yourself. When you don't have work, it can feel depressing. You've got to find ways to make yourself feel good about what you're good at. So if you're good at something, go do that. Nobody's good at job searching. You're not good at it. Nobody's good at it. So go find things that you're good at and do those things so that you're just bringing the endorphins back into your life. That's my advice.
Has the job search changed how you define success or what you want next?
No, because the job search has not defined how I look at success, because I haven't gotten to the end of that job search yet. I define success in small ways of, what have I done today to make somebody happy? What have I done to make myself happy? Have I given my dog everything that she needs for the day? That's how I define success. So maybe I'm different, but I don't need a dollar amount. At the end of the day, I just want to do good things and, survive. That's success for me.
Right. Does anything give you hope?
Yeah, I do find slivers of hope when I am out in person meeting people, whether it's a networking event or just out with friends, sort of taking those purposeful steps to network in person and do more human connection instead of everything online. I get a lot of hope when I go out and just meet people, whether it's through a social club or a networking event, conferences, even just getting out and going to the dog park and talking to some of the other dog parents, about what they do and where they're from. That gives me a lot of hope because you never know who you're going to meet, and you've got to get out there and meet people in real life these days because you're just a number online, a one or a zero. We got to break free from the ones and the zeros and go have actual personalities and meet people in person.
That's good perspective. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. And if you're out there listening or watching and thinking this sounds like me, you're not alone. And if you want to stay plugged into the real stories, real insights, and real humans behind today's broken hiring system, make sure to follow and subscribe to all our social channels for new episodes, shorts, and conversations every week. I'm Mark Lane, and this is Ghosted by the Machine. Let's make hiring human again. Thanks again, Ty.
Thank you.